What's up, crypto fam? It's Phantom taking another look at the market. We closed right at our trend line. I can't. It can't be any closer than what we closed at. We gave it a haircut for sure. So it still hasn't closed below. I mean, it's eerily close, but until it closes below this trend line, I'm going to remain bullish on the market. I just think it's going to take time to do its thing. The reason that we may have seen some ugly side, even though we didn't really range very much this week, Bitcoin was rather boring. All things considered, it was a pretty small candle for what we generally see from Bitcoin in a week. But the is going to be coming out this week with its likely rate and interest rate hikes. And I think that has a lot of people just kind of waiting for that announcement before making any stronger moves in the market. That said, all coins are bleeding because Bitcoin's undecided. That's not uncommon for this space. The S&P, all the tech stocks got slammed on Friday, so I'm very curious to see what they will do opening on Monday. They may do what they have been doing the past few days, and that's come out strong out of the gate and rip back down, towards the close, towards the end of the day, kind of faking out a lot of the market. I think that they're trying to cause a max pain type of situation to get as many people out of the market as they can before things do start turning around. That's assuming that the Fed can control inflation and kind of hold off the recession that a lot of people are predicting is going to come if they can't get control of inflation in the markets of today. So I do have a little bit to talk on that as well. We'll take a look at the Fear and Greed Index. We actually had 6 point increase today. So we're at 28. It's likely due to the closings, really kind of being a toss of the coin. The monthly looked a little bit better on its close than the weekly, but Bitcoin just with this sideways movement, a lot of people are waiting for the next big move, and it's whether they're on the bearish side or the bullish side of that is where the market or where people tend to or where people are hedging their bets. Both sides do agree that sideways means for this period of time means a substantial move in one direction or another. It's just what side of the fence are you on. I'm on the bullish side as of right now until we do close below this weekly trend line, but we made it damn close today. So for the news that I found interesting this week, the Fed's going to be meeting on the May 3rd and 4th. So they'll be meeting Tuesday and Wednesday of this week about the interest rates, and I think that puts a lot of fear in the market just because people are nervous that they may come out with a more substantial interest rate hike. They may put more points on this than the 25 that they put last time and come stronger out of the gate to try to curb the inflation. So, article that I found is obviously about inflation. As the Fed gets more aggressive, recession worries grow. The Fed is going to have plenty of challenges to get interest rates at the right level. For starters, officials are dealing with inflationary supply chain bottlenecks, corners of the economy that cannot directly influence or fix by raising interest rates, considering that the global and domestic economy productive capacity is lower today than its pre-pandemic. Than it was pre-pandemic, officials might have to take even more steam than usual out of the economy. So this is this kind of a double-edged sword. If there's any interest in me making a more inclusive video about this, I'm more than happy to definitely leave a comment and let me know, and I'll take the time and create something a little bit more in depth about this. But the long and short of it is that when the Fed increases the interest rates, it's harder to take out, or it's more expensive to take out large loans, such as mortgages. The price of living tends to go up. Rates for apartments go on the rise, things like that. The other side of it is, regular things like groceries and what you may spend every day, those prices tend to go down. And the reason that they go down is because as the interest rates rise, a lot of people are wanting to save their money and hold their money because they're in fear of recession coming. And because of that, a lot of manufacturers have to lower their prices to increase demand so that people start spending that money that they're holding a lot tighter. So there is good and bad of it, but the big part of it is that people are scared, and rightfully so. They've been through this before, so and it's never a fun game to go through. But I think it'll be interesting to see how aggressive they come out on Tuesday and Wednesday in this week and how the market reacts, because it might be the catalyst that the market's kind of been waiting for, good or bad. The next article that I have is actually pretty cool. So Mark Cuban came out with a tweet and Elon Musk got tagged, saying that we should add an optimistic roll-up Doge. Everyone puts one Doge for unlimited posts. If anyone contests a post and humans confirm it's spam, they get the spammer's Doge. Spammers then have to post 100x more Doge. If it's not spam, the contestants lose their Doge. Doge DAO for the win. So essentially what he's saying is it's going to cost money for people to start spamming on Twitter. And Elon Musk said that it's not a bad idea. And the cool part about cryptocurrency, and I think Willie Woo addressed this early on, that if Elon Musk said that there would be some type of payment to be made to Twitter so that people could get the check mark, and he was worried about transactions rolling back and things like that. And with cryptocurrency, you don't have to have that fear, right? There's no rollback of these investments. There's no rollback of the transactions. Once it's on the blockchain, it's on the blockchain. Transactions are final. So something like this could be implemented to make spamming a very expensive task. That's one of the things that makes Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, blockchain so successful and, in many cases safe from hacking, especially with Bitcoin. Obviously there's people losing their keys and exchanges losing money, things like that, but it's not that's not Bitcoin itself getting hacked. That's people getting their funds taken because wallets were taken from, websites and things like that. And the reason that Bitcoin hasn't been hacked yet is because it costs money for every transaction. So if someone were to try an attack on, any type of government website or any type of website, there's no real cost, right? What is it? The internet, you pay a monthly fee. You can hit as many times, you can try as many times, you can make as many accounts as you want. There's no cost associated. But now if every time you want to make an attempt to an attack, it costs you money, it gets expensive to fail. And because of that cost, there's fear in, spending huge lump sums of money and not cracking or not having any success. So that cost is inherently what protects, blockchain technology. So I think it's a great idea. I don't know if I would necessarily come up with a new Doge, but I think Mark Cuban is trying to solve a bigger problem, and I think this is a good way to do it. Um, so the bearish news that I have is Warren Buffett hates Bitcoin, which shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. The guy hates most technology. He dislikes a lot of innovation. He's very much about looking at a company, holding things physically in his hands. He is extremely old school, and he will not change from that. Um, so Bitcoin's been steadily gaining acceptance from the traditional finance and investment world in recent years, but Warren Buffett is sticking to his skeptical stance on Bitcoin. He said at the Berkshire Hathaway annual shareholders meeting Saturday that it's not a productive asset, and it doesn't produce anything tangible. Things don't have to produce anything tangible to work for people. Um, I have a really difficult time wrapping my head around this because the banking systems don't really provide anything tangible for people. If I put $10,000 in my account and I try to take it out the next day, I can't have it. So I don't know what they're tangibly providing outside of maybe mortgages, but people are starting to back mortgages with Bitcoin. So um, there's not a lot of there for me. But this is also the guy that's kind of overlooked. He overlooked Tesla, said good luck to Elon, that he didn't think that going against entrenched competitors that Warren Buffett invests in, like GMC, that it was a good idea. He said that he's an innovative thinker, and it's a cool looking car, but good luck. And he wouldn't make any investment in Tesla, but he also won't make the investment in things like Netflix, which obviously took out Blockbuster and was one of the first really large streaming services. That success opened up a whole new market. He didn't invest in Google, still won't invest in Google. Google's one of the most successful technology companies to date. He doesn't understand technology. He's all about what's tangible, looking at a company's documents and plans and growth strategies, and investing based off of that. And it's obviously granted him a lot of success, but it really is an archaic way of thinking today. So I think he's wrong when it comes to Bitcoin. I think he's wrong when it comes to technology. I don't think he understands it, which is why I sometimes get upset when people of his stature say things the way that he's saying things, because he doesn't have an understanding of it. And if you don't understand something, you shouldn't speak of it. So that's me. I'll get off my soapbox, but I believe that we are still in bullish structure. Now that we've opened up a new weekly, we have 7 days. We can come down lower. We can, rip through some lows. We may see a wick down, but as long as we continue not to close below this weekly structure, I'm going to hold my bullish sentiment. So that's where I see the market. Obviously, everything's going to be very volatile. I'll be hands off until Bitcoin chooses a clear direction, just because the chop is going to wreck a lot of people. And yeah, you may not catch the bottom of some of these altcoins, but that's okay. We can catch it on the way up and take profits where needed. Very few people will snipe the bottom or snipe the top. You're statistically much better off, making, I think they've proven that you're much better off just making weekly investments, not even looking at the price and doing things long term. So I'm holding on to my bullish sentiment, and I'm excited for this week and what it provides. I'm eager to hear what the Fed comes out with and how the markets react to it. So that said, I hope you have a great rest of your Sunday. I hope you have a super productive and amazing Monday, and I'll catch you in the next video. Until then, peace.